back to Lead Her Forward. I am super excited to have Tatiana Arias with me tonight. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm excited to just talk to you about so many different things that we have, like similarities in our stories. One in particular that you talked about that I would love to hear from you is how you said growing up, how you would hear, we can't afford it, we don't have the money, we don't have the money. And that just brought back so many memories to me growing up hearing that. And I think that creates something in you, right? Moving forward.
It did. And I think as a Latin woman, I grew up, and I want to say this, I didn't grow up in a scarcity at all, but it was a mindset. It was the words. It was like all this continuous like language, like we can't afford it. Or my dad used to tell me, look at me. And I would look at him like this big dude. And I would look at him and he said, do I look like a money tree? And I was like, no, you don't. And then he will respond, so I don't have money. And I think that created two things in my life as an adult. The first one was a really big desire to make it happen and to have money, because I felt like we didn't do a lot of things because of money. And it was so weird because I grew up in farms. I grew up in the middle of this abundance in nature with animals and trees and horses. And so it was very strange for me to say, how come we don't have any money, but there are dogs and there are cows? And so that was the first thing, is like, I'm going to make it. But the second one is that until I worked that sentence in my mind, I didn't make it with money.
Yeah.
Because my mind was always telling me, you don't have any money. I don't have any money. And it was one day I had a lot of cash in the bank. And then I was like, I don't have any money. And that's when I realized, oh my God, this is so weird. Like, how much money do I have to start believing I have money?
To change that whole mindset and to literally remove it from your vocabulary.
And that took me, and I was making good money, and I went bankrupt. And I realized that, oh my God, when you make money, when you come from I'm not making any money, and then you make money, you think, okay, I'm good. I'm good for now.
Yeah.
I'm good. This is not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But basically what happened was that I didn't work that belief, and I realized and I learned at that time that my beliefs are always going to win my actions.
Yeah.
And they're always going to show as my results.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so true. I remember for me, it was, my dad used to say, money is the root to all evil.
Wow.
You know, so no, you live on budget. And it was always like, he worked 3 jobs. He worked super hard, but it was, you get the basics and then he would put away. Wow. And everything else was no, end of argument. And for a lot of different things. So I think for me growing up, it was, I thought like when I started to make money and then I started to think like it was a bad thing. Like, ooh,
wow,
money's not good, right? The real people that make money, that's not good, And then also like in the back of my head, it was my mom having to go to say, okay, I need to go shopping. And my dad always having to go for that, and that was their generation. And it was, my mom stayed home with 7 kids. So my dad managed all the money. And again, your parents are the product of how they grew up. And so my parents had to be what they in their, was like better parents or more in charge of their finances than their parents. And so I wanted to come out of that, like, I have to change my relationship with money.
Yeah. Definitely. If I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
So until you change your relationship with money, money will not stay with you.
Yeah.
You can make it. That was my big breakthrough, because I thought, if I'm making money, it's going to stay with me. Yeah. I'm going to be able to grow it, to invest it. But no, until you change the mindset, you could make money, but it's not going to stay with you.
No,
it's not going to grow.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm very passionate about. Please make peace with money.
Yes.
Like it's a great tool to help, to grow, and I'm also believing now in my life that it's always shows, not always, but it does show the level of consciousness you have in life,
Yes.
the amount of money you have in the bank.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you rich or poor, but it does show your relationship with money.
Yeah.
And I
That's so
love
true.
that.
Yeah. It's a big thing. And I don't think a lot of people see the relationship between that. So it's something that definitely needs to be taught, and especially to the new generations, right? Because there's nothing like that they teach in school. They have to understand that relationship with money, and that how their words and their beliefs around it is going to shape their future.
Completely.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. And, one of the things we talked about too is just hard work. Like for me, growing up, it was like work, work, work. You want something, and back in the day, it was like a dime. It was like work, work. So I did everything I could do before school, after school, things my kids probably would still never do. I'm going to do a paper route before school. What? Or I got to go from school and then work in a grocery store and then a pizzeria, like 2 jobs in high school. But for me, it was like I had to bring that money in. I had to feel like I was capable of it, and that I was not going to have to rely on asking somebody else for money.
And I love hard work. Like I think we have to understand that hard work is important. Like action is completely important. But that hard work without the mindset is such a waste of time and effort and energy. And I'm like, oh my God, those old years. I used to have like 3 jobs. I used to be the best one in school. I used to sell things at school. I was like doing everything, right? I was very good at making things happen. And it was only until I combined that with, okay, I'm going to keep doing that because it's important, but I'm also going to believe it is possible, be very careful about the thoughts that live in my mind. And the combination is just so good. Like it feels so good because it feels like calm and peace and flow. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I would have known that
Sooner.
before all the hours and hours and hours and hours of hard work. And
Because you can work really hard, but you can make the money, but you won't keep it if you don't
No.
flip that switch. Yeah.
yes, I believe it's very important, that we switch that, and then we start basically healing the relationship with money.
Yeah. Yeah, mindset is so key. And, so many people talk about it and people are like, oh, mindset, but it really is everything. I mean, you get to decide in everything that happens and everything that you do, how you're going to perceive it, and approach it. That's why Joe and I, our biggest saying, like, these days is really that, like, life is happening for you, not to you. So when things happen, it may seem bad in the moment, but you just have to have faith that it was happening for you and it was protecting you from something or saving you for the next big thing. Because, we have great things that we can accomplish, but not every failure or hardship is a negative thing to us. It's really helped to catapult us or build us or steer us on the right path to where we're meant to go.
And I love that. And I recently heard a phrase that said, the biggest problem of humanity is that they don't want problems.
Yes.
And when you study like cycles, like we live on Earth, right? Like the planet, and we have cycles. So not all the time we're going to go up or down. So I love to think about these as I'm going to go through cycles. I'm going to be held. I'm going to be protected. I'm going to be loved. I believe in God. But it's just like I'm here. I'm going through this cycle and not expecting everything to be perfect.
Right.
I think that expectation creates a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Because when you have the expectation that your life has to be perfect, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
But when you understand that you're going to live cycles during this time on Earth, a lot actually, then you don't resist the cycle, you don't resist the season, and then you just move forward.
Yeah.
And so one of my favorite sentences or phrases is like this too shall pass.
Yes. Yeah.
And I didn't understand it when I wanted it to understand it when it was bad,
Yeah.
but I didn't want it to work when everything was great.
Yeah.
And later I understood that if I live in a world with cycles, the good is going to go not at the same point. Like I believe that we're always like going up
Yeah.
in a mountain. So you're a better like person and you have better results, but you're going to leave that. So the idea that my life doesn't have to be perfect, it has given me this, oh, this is beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's freeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I really think perfection keeps you stuck. Because so many people are like, oh, well, I don't really know what to do with that. And I don't really like it. So I'm going to wait until I do better. And it's like, just do it.
No.
Because, that perfection, trying to be perfect is going to hold you back. It's going to kill all your dreams. You just need to do it and do it imperfectly and then keep, improving upon it. But just get out of that stuck mode and just go, go. It's very freeing to not focus on perfection.
I have two mottos, like imperfect action and speed of implementation. Because I am like, if you're listening to this, probably we are this kind of people that we listen to mentors, read books, go to seminars. And I think like, okay, I'm gonna take a lot of imperfect action and I'm going to have a speed on the implementation. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be good the first time I do it. It's not going to be good the first time I meditate or I try to think beautiful thoughts, but I just do it. And I think that progress and those results will come when you keep doing that.
Yeah. That's so key, what you're saying there about perfection and the speed, because speed matters when it comes to implementing systems or businesses or launching your business. So if you're always trying to be in that perfection mode, you're not being in speed, which means that, that's not how you're going to get
and
to
then you get into frustration. Because you've been studying, you've been thinking you're taking action, but you're not. You've been thinking so much about your dream or your company, but you're not actually moving forward. And
that's when you get into the story in your head. Oh, this is just not meant for me because it didn't work out right. It didn't go the way you planned. And then you start creating that story in your head of that whole imposter syndrome. And then you stop. Because it's insane how we are really, it starts with us. Like we can catapult ourselves forward or we can truly hold ourselves back. So even the outside influences and the naysayers and everything on the outside, it's really, that's like secondary. Primary is us. It's what's going on in our head, and it's all these like limited beliefs that we have from whether it's growing up or just that we've created because of the words we tell ourselves every single day.
I know. And recently I've found out that you can change very fast, but you have to be committed to become the thing you want.
Yeah, consistent.
That's what I'm seeing. Humanity is not committed to become. Humanity is committed to, I'm going to think positive. I don't know how to say that word in Spanish, in English. Positive?
Yeah, positive. Be
Okay,
positive, optimistic.
Be positive. So I see humanity like, I'm going to be positive today. Okay? You can change very fast.
Right. Yeah.
But you're not doing that every single day. So you're not becoming.
Yeah, and it's so much hard.
Only way to manifest is when you become what you want, what you desire, what you dream.
Yeah, that's why all those practices they say were like stand in the mirror or, do your, manifestation and say, I am strong, I am capable. All that is so key because you literally change your physiology. And if you're consistent with that, then you become it. Instead of if every day it's like, I'm tired. I'm not feeling good. And you keep telling yourself, I'm so big with my kids on that. I'm like, stop telling yourself that, that you're this or you're that. It's like, no, you are capable. You are able to. And again, our body falls in line with what we tell it.
Yes.
It's
completely.
We've been given this incredible, computer and this incredible machine God gave us to do great things. And we're kind of like spilling water on it. And, we're putting a virus in our computer by just telling ourselves horrible things about ourselves when we truly we're perfect, perfectly imperfect.
And you know what I'm seeing? Like people are very committed with their dreams in terms of action and strategy, but they're not very committed in mindset with the dreams. Yeah. So they say, oh, I want to make, I don't know, 100K or $1 million. But then you keep saying to yourself, I don't have any money. It's this month is hard. The rates are up, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying, you're committed with your action. You're committed with your dream, but you're not committed with actually it's going to make that dream come true very fast, which is your mindset.
Yeah. And you notice that we were talking about like how our relationship with money, but it's also like relationship with time. That's the two biggest things I've seen in coaching is people have a bad relationship with time and money. Because I think you had said today, or somebody said today about like Jeff Bezos and I forget who else they said, but how like they have the same 24 hours we have. So why have they been able to accomplish it? So the excuses of time and having a bad relationship with time, oh, I just don't have the time. You have the time. You can structure your time and plan out your time just like you can plan out what's going on in here by doing those, daily things of I am. So those are two big things.
That's what people tell me. I don't have time. You don't know my life. Yeah. I'm a mom. I cook. I clean. I'm a wife. I'm a friend. I'm a daughter. And I'm saying like, oh, please, like you just like you can do this while you're cooking. You can do this while you're driving your kids. You can do this while you're showering. Like it's just it doesn't take that much time. It just takes commitment.
And consistently doing it, because you can accomplish something in a year's span if you consistently do a little every day. So you have to be out of like a time frame also. So you want to create this goal. So maybe you only have an hour a day. Okay, so do an hour a day. But
do it every day.
Yeah, right. But that's 365 hours that you're committing to a year, as opposed to running really hard for a week. And then you get overwhelmed, and then you get like, you get disappointed because maybe a kid's sick or something happens. You go off, and then you never go back. Just do a little bit every day. It's like that saying when they, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. I love it.
Just eat a little bit at a time, and you get there. And it's better to take a little bit more time than not to do it at all.
And you know what that brings me to? I have no idea how to say this in English. I'm going to try. It's like the fact that you will find joy, eternal joy. That's how the sentence says, eternal joy in the path, and a very ephemeral happiness when you reach the goal.
Yeah.
So you better focus on the path, because that's where you're going to train yourself to have joy.
Yeah, enjoy the journey. Don't just focus on the destination.
Yeah, and then I see that as a woman. I love like sunglasses. That's my thing. So I was trying to have like an analogy with that. I was like, yeah. So I look at them online. I try them on. And then when I really enjoy more like the process of choosing my next pair. Like that's a whole thing in my life. So I'm really, it's so much joy in the process that when I buy them, they just become like part of my whatever I have with sunglasses. And I was like, oh my God, this is life.
Because you found it, and then you're excited.
Yeah, and then you do like a lot of dopamine and things when you buy that thing, and then it goes down. So I want to invite us that really, really enjoy like the journey.
Yeah.
Because we get so lost, like trying to reach the next like goal, the next income, but that we just miss the beauty of all that everyday like life shows us and gives us. And I'm so passionate about just living every single thing in my life. And that brings me also very sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are not feeling fulfilled.
Yeah. And I think like you were saying, just be in the process, enjoy the journey. And instead of they stop and they're thinking about the end result that they're not there yet. So instead of celebrating that day and being grateful for that day, they're thinking about what they didn't accomplish, and they're switching what they're focusing on. So right away, that sets you up for failure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I tell my people, okay, if you're feeling good, you're moving towards your dream.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're feeling bad, you're moving far away from your dream.
Yeah.
If we could only understand that, like if I'm happy, probably I don't have the dream yet, but I'm moving, like I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
If I'm complaining, frustrated, feeling that I'm not enough, that I don't deserve that, I'm moving away from my dream. If we can just understand that, like whatever you do, whatever technique, whatever ritual you like, the mirror, affirmations, whatever you do, but just be very aware that I'm feeling good, I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
I'm feeling bad, I'm complaining, I'm moving away from my dream.
Yeah. And stop yourself in there. Be aware of it. Be self-aware, and then you can flip the switch. Which, whether it's standing in the mirror, listening to music, whatever gets you out of that, but you have to have something that makes you self-aware that you can switch that. Because I feel like it's a lot more work to be miserable and all the time and always finding the bad in things rather than just looking around. There's a zillion things to be grateful for.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I love physics.
Yeah.
And when you see physics, like, okay, a negative thought, it's going to invite the other negative ones.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not enough. Oh, yeah, and you're not pretty. And I don't like your nose. And your voice is ugly. And I always had a thing with my cheeks. So it was like awful. And then all the negative friends just start like coming to you. And then you create it's called like a spiral. That's when we're living in a world with a lot of loneliness, depression, anxiety. And I truly believe that out of some cases that they were like medical things, a lot of them are not. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I didn't stop on time.
Yeah.
My bad thoughts. I didn't stop that sequence of my bad thoughts, just like calling other bad ones.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. I really want everyone hearing this. It's so easy to switch it. It's so easy. And the reward, it's amazing. Like, I cannot imagine, like I have a beautiful life. Of course, I have a lot of challenges. My life is not perfect, but I'm like, it's so easy. It's so simple to be happy, to be grateful. And then when I do that, it's like the entire universe, like telling me, this is all, like, I give you more, like you're going to feel more joy, like happiness and beautiful relationships and miracles. So it's such a gift that we can give to ourselves.
You're creating, it's like that canvas, like you're writing, you're the author of your own story. You're doing that canvas. What are you creating?
Yeah.
So I say to the kids too sometimes when they say something, I'm like, you're collecting evidence. They're like, what? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, you creating a story that so-and-so, or you're not thin enough. And then you hear something and something here and you collect it all to corroborate, your story so it's like, it's so much work, it's so much work. But I feel the same way, life, I love my life. It's blessed. We have our challenges. There's always things, ups and downs, but that's life.
It is life.
It's that, like,
stop fighting that.
Yeah, it's that heartbeat of life where it's ups and downs, because when you don't have that and you flatline, there's nothing good happening.
Those are the movies that don't like people. Like, people don't like movies that are flat. Like, they don't do well. Yeah. You don't watch them. You don't finish them.
Yeah, it's just the, like you said, the cycles of life.
Yes.
And knowing how to adapt them, understanding them, and going with them instead of just fighting the resistance and creating these stories. It's so much work to make yourself miserable when truly there's so many reasons every day to be happy. And like, it's not like saying that, like people don't have challenges or whatever, but you get to decide how you overcome those challenges. And then I feel like the greatest things that have happened to me, like the things that people would say were trauma or some kind of struggle, I turned it into an impact for others. Mm-hmm. So like, this is my story. This is what I've been through. But if I can, influence or inspire somebody else to say there is a path forward, then you turn that pain into a purpose.
Yes.
And so there's always a way out of something, out of that bad cycle that you're in, and there's always a way up, and there's always a way, 100% of the time, to create and accomplish all your dreams.
Love it.
You know,
Yes.
it truly is. I mean, it's exciting to be here with you and to talk about these different things that we relate to. I think that is what's so important of why we're here, is so that you don't feel alone. You don't feel like there's not somebody hearing you or listening to you, understanding you, because there is. But you need to attach yourself, right, to, you know, the positive stories out there of people that have overcome that and gone past that and then created this great purpose in life, because that's what it's all about. You know, there's always a success in every failure, and you're never going to get to that success or that joy if you don't go through the downs, right? Because it teaches us, it helps us grow and expand as just in everything we do.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
Well, thank you.
You're not alone.
Yeah, that's right.
good.
You're not alone. You're not alone, and there is hope in everything. You just
There is.
have to put, like you say about sunglasses, like it's like putting on those sunglasses, and are you putting on sunglasses that are seeing things in a positive way, or are you putting them on where you're looking at everything in like darkness and like, you know, the gray skies and the thunder? You get to choose how you view your day, every situation, and how you view the world. So view it from a positive way. You'll be grateful for everything that you have, and be resourceful too, because, you know, even like, you know, following you and just hearing your stories and everything, that's inspiration. That lifts everybody up, and that's all we want to do, right? For women out there. So thank you for being here.
I'm so
And,
glad.
I'm
Thank
so
you
excited
much.
for all the impact you're going to have when people see you and they get to follow you and really just take in how just a sense of hope and belonging and understanding. So until next time, thank you for joining us.